We're going to move as quickly as we possibly can and prove our innocence.
I have not seen a case so open and shut in my life, and the more that I read and the more details that I get into, I'm just shocked at how many.
One of the ugliest Hollywood disputes in recent memory faced off in a New York City courtroom.
The courtroom battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has taken a shocking turn, with new developments hinting at deeper Hollywood drama, power struggles, and potential fallout for major players.
We're going to move as quickly as we possibly can and prove our innocence.
I have not seen a case so open and shut in my life, and the more that I read and the more details.
What began as a dispute over creative control of the film It Ends With Us has now evolved into a legal saga involving allegations of defamation, behind-the-scenes manipulation.
This was personal. Ryan Reynolds versus Justin Baldoni, all of the evidence points to that.
And high-profile connections to figures like Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. The case took a dramatic shift when Candace Owens' evidence was cited by a judge, resulting in a significant blow to Lively's legal team.
One of the ugliest Hollywood disputes in recent memory faced off in a New York City courtroom.
The judge's ruling to strike down Lively's request for a gag order was a pivotal moment. Her legal team had filed the motion in hopes of keeping sensitive details of the case under wraps, especially as damning evidence surfaced that undermined her claims. However, the denial of the gag order only intensified public scrutiny.
I believe that they are going to be able to prove in court that,
turning this legal battle into a media firestorm. Meanwhile, speculation continues to swirl around new revelations from Candace Owens, whose involvement has raised eyebrows and created ripple effects throughout Hollywood. Behind the scenes, the stakes are higher than ever.
We're going to move as quickly as we possibly can and prove our innocence.
I have not seen a case so open and shut in my life, and the more that I read and the more details that I get into.
Lively's reputation and career are on the line, with insiders suggesting that the case has spiraled out of her control. Adding to the intrigue is the unexpected involvement of Ryan Reynolds, whose private texts about Baldoni leaked to the public, creating further divisions and speculation about his role in the drama. To complicate matters, reports surfaced that Lively had sought a protective order to shield close friends like Taylor Swift from being pulled into the chaos.
One of the ugliest Hollywood disputes in recent memory faced off in a New York City courtroom,
sparking even more curiosity about how deep this legal fight might go. As Valentine's Day looms as a critical legal deadline, both sides are reportedly preparing for their next moves, with Baldoni's team launching a bombshell website containing over 160 pages of documents. The pressure on Lively's camp is mounting. Observers now see this case as a high-stakes battle, not just between two stars, but between Hollywood's carefully crafted image and the messy reality of its behind-the-scenes power dynamics.
I believe that they are going to be able to prove in court that this was personal. Ryan Reynolds versus Justin Baldoni, all of the evidence.
The question remains, how far will Blake Lively go to protect her image? And will she be able to escape unscathed? Or will this courtroom battle unravel Hollywood alliances and bring new consequences for its biggest players? Blake Lively's legal team suffered a major blow when the judge overseeing her case with Justin Baldoni denied their request for a gag order, leaving sensitive details of the lawsuit open to public scrutiny.
We're going to move as quickly as we possibly can and prove our innocence.
One of the ugliest Hollywood disputes in recent memory faced off in a New York City courtroom.
The gag order was a last-ditch effort to control the narrative, as Lively's legal team argued that the continuous leaks and revelations were causing irreversible harm to her reputation and career. However, the judge ruled that the public had a right to transparency, particularly given the high-profile nature of the case and the substantial stakes involved.
I have not seen a case so open and shut in my life, and the more that I read and the more details that I get into, I'm just shocked at how many lies were told, okay?
The denial of the gag order means that damning evidence against Lively can now be publicly shared, and Baldoni's legal team wasted no time in capitalizing on this opportunity. Shortly after the ruling, Baldoni's lawyers launched a website featuring over 160 pages of court documents, emails, and other evidence to support their defamation claims. Among these were detailed records of Lively's involvement in creative decisions, messages that directly contradicted her accusations, and communications between her and other producers that raised questions about her motives. Legal analysts called this move a brilliant counterattack, as it not only strengthened Baldoni's case, but also ramped up the pressure on Lively's team to respond with equally compelling evidence, or risk further public backlash. Adding to the tension is the looming Valentine's Day legal deadline, by which Lively's team must present sworn testimonies and any new evidence in her defense. Reports suggest that her team is preparing a counterattack that may involve high-profile witnesses and claims of additional misconduct by Baldoni. However, legal experts have noted that Baldoni's team appears far more prepared, and Lively's reliance on speculation and emotional appeals may not hold up under scrutiny. The courtroom drama has now become a battle of strategies, with both sides attempting to gain the upper hand before the next court appearance. For Lively, the stakes couldn't be higher. Her team is fighting not just to win the case, but to protect her career from what could be permanent reputational damage. Meanwhile, Baldoni's legal team has taken a no-holds-barred approach, ensuring that the public sees him as the wronged party. By emphasizing transparency and releasing detailed evidence, they've turned this legal battle into a public relations war that Lively is struggling to keep up with. With the next deadline fast approaching, Hollywood is watching closely to see if Lively can turn the tide, or if her case will completely unravel under the weight of Baldoni's counterattack. The Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni legal battle took an even more shocking turn when Ryan Reynolds' private texts about Baldoni were leaked, pulling him directly into the controversy. Once considered a neutral party and Lively's unwavering supporter, Reynolds now finds himself at the center of speculation after referring to Baldoni in the leaked messages as a deranged predator. This stark reversal in perception has shaken Hollywood insiders and fans alike, raising questions about what could have led Reynolds to make such bold statements about someone he was once on good terms with. The texts have sparked intense debate. Was Reynolds simply reacting to Lively's side of the story, or did he have additional knowledge about Baldoni's actions during the filming of It Ends With Us?
Believe that they are going to be able to prove in court that this was personal Ryan Reynolds versus Justin Baldoni. All of the evidence points to that.
Some speculate that Reynolds was influenced by Lively's perspective on the matter, as the texts suggest he was speaking emotionally rather than factually. Others wonder if the leaked messages were part of a deliberate strategy by Lively's team to paint Baldoni in a negative light, though there is no direct evidence to confirm this. The fallout from these texts has been swift. Critics of Reynolds argue that his comments were irresponsible, especially given the lack of concrete evidence to back up his claims. Baldoni's legal team has already stated that Reynolds' remarks could be used in court to demonstrate the widespread defamation their client has faced as a result of Lively's accusations. Meanwhile, fans are split, some defending Reynolds as a loyal husband standing by his wife, while others question whether his involvement has escalated an already volatile legal situation. Adding to the complexity is the nature of Reynolds and Baldoni's previous relationship. Before the lawsuit, the two were reportedly amicable collaborators in the industry, even sharing similar creative interests. The leaked texts have now drawn a clear line in the sand, making it unlikely that the two could reconcile professionally after such inflammatory statements. For Lively, the involvement of her husband has been a double-edged sword. On one hand, it shows that she has his unwavering support. On the other, it risks turning Reynolds into a liability in court, especially if Baldoni's team successfully argues that his comments were part of a larger smear campaign orchestrated by Lively. With Reynolds now entangled in the case, the stakes for everyone involved have risen even higher. Hollywood insiders are left wondering, did Reynolds' texts add fuel to the fire, or will his support ultimately help Lively's case? As the courtroom drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni escalates, Taylor Swift's name has unexpectedly surfaced, adding a new layer of complexity to the case. Reports suggest that Lively's legal team sought a protective order to shield her close friends, including Swift, from being dragged into the legal battle. This move has only fueled speculation that private communications between Lively and Swift could become relevant evidence, potentially impacting both the case and their public reputations. While there's no concrete evidence tying Swift to the legal dispute, insiders believe that emails, text messages, or other correspondence between the two could shed light on Lively's motivations and actions. If these communications reveal that Swift was advising Lively or even aware of the controversy, it could pull one of pop culture's biggest icons directly into the fray. Critics have raised questions about whether Lively's attempts to involve Swift in her defense strategy were a desperate move to shield herself or a legitimate effort to protect her friends from the fallout. The possibility of Swift being implicated has caused waves throughout Hollywood. Many believe that Swift's involvement could shift public perception of the case entirely, given her massive fan base and carefully cultivated image as a voice for empowerment and justice. If she publicly supports Lively, it could rally fans behind her friend. However, if Swift distances herself from the case, it might signal trouble for Lively's credibility. Swift has remained silent so far, leading many to wonder whether she is purposefully avoiding involvement to protect her own image or waiting for the dust to settle before taking a stand. Beyond Swift, this case has become a lightning rod for Hollywood's larger issues with defamation, power dynamics, and career sabotage. Insiders warn that more high-profile names could become entangled as Baldoni's legal team continues to uncover evidence. Investors, producers, and even other cast members from It Ends With Us are reportedly worried about their names being implicated in the growing scandal. The film, once positioned as a potential blockbuster
that I get into, I'm just shocked at how many lies were told.
Now risks being shelved indefinitely, leaving the studio scrambling to salvage its investment. This legal battle is no longer just about Lively and Baldoni. It has become a defining moment for Hollywood accountability. With massive reputations on the line and Swift's potential involvement adding to the drama, the fallout from this case could reshape public trust in celebrity-driven narratives for years to come. The Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni legal battle has transformed into one of the most dramatic and high-stakes courtroom sagas Hollywood has ever witnessed. What began as a dispute over creative control and allegations of workplace misconduct has escalated into a web of public accusations, defamation claims, and career-damaging revelations. With figures like Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift now tied to the case, the fallout threatens to extend far beyond the original parties involved, leaving the entertainment industry bracing for impact. Blake Lively, once celebrated as one of Hollywood's most untouchable stars, now faces mounting pressure as evidence continues to undermine her claims. Leaked text messages, emails, and behind-the-scenes footage have raised serious doubts about the accuracy of her allegations and have painted her as someone who may have exaggerated the truth to gain control of the narrative. The involvement of Candace Owens' evidence, cited by the judge in a ruling to deny Lively's gag order, has only further damaged her legal standing and public credibility. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's legal team has remained relentless in pursuing their $400 million defamation lawsuit, using every tool at their disposal to build a case that Lively's accusations were part of a calculated smear campaign. The launch of a public website with over 160 pages of evidence has turned this legal battle into a public relations war, one that Lively's team is struggling to keep up with. If Baldoni's claims are proven true, it could result in financial devastation for Lively and potentially criminal charges, including perjury, which carries the risk of prison time. Ryan Reynolds' leaked texts about Baldoni have added another layer of intrigue, with his comments raising questions about whether he was influenced by Lively's perspective or had other motivations. His silence in the aftermath of these revelations has only fueled speculation, leaving fans and critics divided over his role in the unfolding drama. Similarly, Taylor Swift's rumored involvement has shifted the spotlight, as many wonder how deeply her connection to Lively runs and whether she will choose to publicly support her friend or distance herself entirely. As the next legal deadline looms and tensions continue to rise, The outcome of this case will have far-reaching implications for Hollywood accountability, celebrity reputations, and the future of the highly anticipated film, It Ends With Us. Will Blake Lively manage to turn the tide in her favor, or will this scandal mark the end of her career as one of Hollywood's leading stars? One thing is certain. This case is far from over, and its final chapter could reshape the entertainment industry for years to come. Do you think Lively has a chance to clear her name, or is this case a career-ending scandal? Let's discuss. For more updates on Hollywood legal battles, celebrity drama, and breaking entertainment news, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. This case is far from over, and we'll be following every new development as it unfolds.